Hello and welcome to my channel. In today's video I want to make a short masterclass about spiccato. I'm going to urge you also to take out your instrument, violin and viola, and try these exercises with me. So when we talk about how to learn spiccato, there are usually two ways. One is from the air, which is this approach. And then is the other approach, which is from the string. And that's when you start with détaché, and then you gradually increase the tempo, and then you are ending up lighting up the arm, the hand, and then you can eventually play spiccato. Of course, I will explain much more in depth about all of these approaches. So the first step is to drop the bow from air, let it bounce, and then you just rest. So it's like 3 steps: drop, bounce, and then let it rest. Very important is to find your sounding point here, so you don't drop it here or close to the bridge. And the second important is also to find where your bow bounces. It's usually a little bit above the middle. So try that with me for a while. So take your instrument and like drop, bounce, and then rest. And also important is to have the hair very flat. Don't tilt it. And of course be in the middle. So we try that. And try it one more time. Also very important is to be very relaxed in your hand with all of your fingers. You can release your pinky and just hold, like when you drop the bow, and then when it stops the bounce, when you rest, you can release your pinky, and you can even try to release the other fingers and just feel how relaxed you are and how the fingers are very relaxed on the bow. So you just like hold them up. Of course you should not drop your bow. So it's first you can release the pinky, and then you try the rest, and then you put them back, and they should be very relaxed. Next thing we're going to do is the same motion, but then we make it more rhythmical, and we are going to involve the index finger. So when you drop the bow, you're also going to pick it up with your index finger. So try to be in the middle, flat bow, flat hair, and then you bounce, but you grab it. Try this with me. So I think it's very comfortable to be on the D string when I do that. So just drop, pause, and up. And listen also to the sound, because when I do that, I can hear like the a very distinctive sound from the D string, and it's like vibrating on my fingers almost. So it's not just like, it's not it's not diffused. It's a very concrete. I can hear it in my ears. I don't know if you can hear it from the video. Next step we are going to do is to do this vertical movement like we did before, but now we're also going to add a horizontal movement, which is this one. We are going to move the bow horizontally with our forearm, so you're slightly opening and closing your arm, just the forearm, nothing else. You're not involving your wrist is just relaxed. Okay, so let's try that with me. So we are dropping it, but we are also moving a little bit, and it's very large movement so far. Just next step is to lower your bounce, so less distance between your hair and the string. So when you bounce, you can try to go back to step 1 and just bounce much lower. And then you can try to add a little bit more forearm, so the bounce is going to be more horizontal now. So we try that one. And then you can also try to involve more and more arm, your upper arm. See how this movement feels in your arm. So we add both fore and upper arm more and more, so more horizontal. So we're going from this very low, then you involve the forearm and upper arm. And what I can feel here is my pinky is doing the job. It's really picking up my bow. So try this one for a while, and now I think I'm a little bit lower on the bow, so almost in the middle, not so much on the above the middle, but more middle. I think here it's bounce a little bit too much. When I'm trying to use more horizontal, it's easier for me to be in the middle. Keep it also the bow in the middle, your contact point, and then just try it again. So we drop a little bit less bouncing, and more horizontal. And now we're going to add a third dimension, which is to tilt your bow. For many people this feels much easier. The bounce is not that sharp. If you feel that, it's like becoming softer. The sound of the violin also is becoming softer. So our second approach from the string, it's going to start with slow détaché. Hopefully you play détaché and you're familiar with how to make it technically. It's basically our most fundamental bow technique, which is just to, play back and forward. And you use only your upper arm and forearm, and no wrist. Wrist needs to be very relaxed, but not be used yet. So imagine that you are just using your biceps and triceps, so only these muscles are working. faster movement, faster tempo, and feel how that is. Like you are basically tightening the movement, shortening the movement between your triceps and biceps, but they're still there. They're just becoming much shorter, and you almost don't see it. So we try that for a little bit larger. It's almost like my bow is starting to bounce already now. And the next ingredients I need is to do a small movement with my wrist. But to train that, we are actually going to flap the wrist much more, so you can feel this movement as well. So you're still using your forearm and upper arm, but the movement is so small that we cannot see it, and then you just add this movement. So it's almost like this, but like this small movement, but the forearm, it's doing bigger movement. It's becoming so tight that eventually you're going to produce spiccato. So we'll try again from a little bit larger movement. So it looks like this. So that is the movement and how it's going to sound. So try it for a while and see how it feels. Just really don't use much wrist in the beginning, and then tighten and then flap the wrist. So the two approaches from the air and from the string are they to teach you different things. So from the air, it's more teaching you the mechanics of the bow and how it feels in your hand, in your arm when you do it. And the détaché approach is more to teach you the impulse of the spiccato. So so they are good to be combined as well. For example, we're going to talk about this as well. It's the fast and the slow spiccato, and you can also approach that either from the air or from the string. So if you want to play slow spiccato, it's more the air approach, and that makes the spiccato also more controlled. So you can try this. So just do 8 notes. You can also practice this on a scale, or you can use a Kreutzer too. So I'm just trying the scale with this controlled spiccato. But then if you want to do a faster spiccato, then you really need to do the détaché approach. And you can start to practice from doing like 4 16 notes, and then you just lift the bow. So do that with me, and then you can do it without the stop. In today's video I'm going to stop at slow and fast spiccato, And in my next video I'm planning to talk more about the spiccato you can make on the lower part of your bow, in the middle, at the tip, also light and heavy spiccato, string crossing. So there are a lot of other subjects and technique we can explore with spiccato, but I'm just going to stop here, so the video is not going to be too long. I hope that these techniques are useful for you, and when you can approach the spiccato from both air and string, you can try to combine them and use them in your daily practice. I hope this video was helpful and that you got a lot of information about how to start playing spiccato if you are in the beginning of your violin career, or if you are intermediate player or also advanced. There are things to try in any case, in any level. And as usual, if you like my video, please subscribe and hit the like button, and I will see you in my next